In a previous tutorial, I made this necklace that I call Crystal Sophistication, and today I'm going to make a pair of earrings to go with it. I made a modified herringbone for this particular necklace, and so I decided to use that little modification that I designed in these earrings because I think this portion is really pretty. Instead of trying to get another Rivoli and make a big old huge earring, I've just made something very elegant, slim, and dangly to go with this necklace. So let's go ahead. Well, actually, let me show you them close up, because the nice thing about these is they look the same on the back as they do on the front. So they're fully reversible. But of course, with the earrings, you don't reverse them because your ear wire's on a certain way. But either side, they look really pretty. So let's go ahead and see what it takes to make this particular project. Okay, for this project today, you're going to need 4 6mm Bicone crystals, 4 4mm Bicone crystals. These are both Swarovski and they're light sapphire. And then you will need 8 seed beads, 15 seed beads, and 11 seed beads. These are all 3 Toho. This is a metallic golden bronze. This is a Montana gold, my 11 and my 15 is Starlight galvanized golden tone in the Toho line. Then you'll need 2 ear wires. I am using this gold tone French wire. Then some 8-pound Nanofil, or you can use 10-pound Nanofil or 6-pound Fireline. And I'm using a size 12 beading needle. Thread onto your needle a full arm's length. I would stretch out my arm, measure from my fingertips, maybe to my collarbone. And that way you should have enough thread. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to start this project, pick up an 8 seed bead, then an 11 seed bead, and then 6 15 seed beads onto your needle. And then an 11 seed bead. So this is what you should have: 8 11 6 15 and 11 And then just grab a hold of these, rearrange the camera a little, and bring these down to the end of your thread. You don't have to leave a long tail, but you do want enough to hold on to. So hold on to the tail, hold on to the 8 seed bead, and go through that 8 seed bead that you first put on your thread. And pull these beads into a circle, like this. Let's get you a little closer. And now we're going to sew through all of these beads to secure them. So continue holding on to the tail and the 8 seed bead, and then travel up through the 11 on this side and a couple of 15 or one, whatever. Wherever you left off, continue going through the 15 I'm holding on to them in my fingers. I know you can't see them, but it's just so that I can keep it secure. Then I'm going to go through the 2 15 and the 11 here and pull through. And then I'm going to go through the 8 seed bead. Now I'm going to grab a hold of the tail and the working thread and tighten this up, and this is what you should have, just a little circle of beads like this. Now next we are going to, this will still stay kind of loose, it's not really secure, so just don't tug on it a lot, and we're going to begin our next segment here. So now you're going to pick up 2 8 seed beads like this. And then you're going to go back into the opposite side of the 8 you're coming out of. So you're coming out here, you're going to go into the tail side here. Pull these down. like this. And just to secure everything, we're going to sew up around our loop and back down into these two. That way our knot will, or our thread will no longer slip. So we're going to go up into this 11-0 here and then into the 15-0s again. This is why you want to use a smaller needle and a small thread. I'm coming through this 11-0 here. Now I'm going to come through the 8-0 in the middle. So I'm going to just go past my tail thread, go into this 8-0 in the middle, and again I will pull on the tail and the working thread, and then I'm going to come up through this 8-0 here. Okay, so now I'm coming through this 8-0 seed bead. We will pick up a Bicone crystal and an 8-0, two 8-0s actually, and a Bicone crystal, like this. And we're going to come down into the bead next to the one we're coming out of. So just cross over, go into the 8-0 seed bead, pull these beads down, and they're going to want to twist and do all kinds of weird things. Just untwist them and pull them down like this. So they're all just stacked on top of these two 8-0s. Then you're going to go into this 8-0 here and this Bicone crystal. You're going to grab a 15-0 seed bead and you are going to go into the crystal here, just bypassing those two 8-0s, and then up into the 8-0 underneath the Bicone. Pull this down, guide your thread up and under these two 8-0s, and pull this little 15-0 seed bead in between the crystals. And then we're going to go through this 8-0 here, and pull everything tight and straighten it up so that it looks just like this. Then go down into the 8-0, the crystal, and the 8-0 underneath the crystal. Pick up two 8-0 seed beads, go into the 8-0 here, and just go through the 15-0 seed bead, and then come down through two beads on this side, your two 8-0s. Pull it all tight. Make sure your 15-0 pops down in between those crystals. Everything's nice and neat as you can get it at this point. And then pick up two 8-0 seed beads. Go into the one 8-0 seed bead on the opposite side. So you're coming out here, just go into one 8-0 here. Pull it down. Pick up an 15-0 seed bead, cross over, go through two 8-0 seed beads on this side. Just kind of guide that 15-0 down into the space between the beads, like that. Now you're going to pick up a Bicone crystal, and this is a 6mm Bicone crystal, and then you're going to pick up two 8-0 seed beads, and you're going to drop this down to your piece. Now you're going to come back through the 6 millimeter bicone. But you want to make sure as you do this that this 15-0 doesn't loosen on the top here. So just give your thread a little tightening and then go back into the bicone crystal and then into the 8-0 next to the one you started in. So go back into this one. Pull these beads up and lay the 2 8-0 seed beads out so the holes are out or up on top of the bicone crystal. And then pick up a 15-0 seed bead, go down into the 8-0 next to the one you're coming out of now. So you're coming out here, go down into this one, and down into the crystal. Now you kind of have to keep control of your thread here. It wants to go everywhere. So just pull it down. And as we do this, we have to bring this 15-0 over and pull on our thread so that it goes into the right spot. And you've got your 6 millimeter bicone just really centered in between those beads. Now you're going to come down into this 8-0 seed bead here underneath the bicone. And I'm just pulling on my thread, straightening everything out because I want it nice and even. Now I'm going to pick up 2 8-0 seed beads. And I'm going to go into the 8-0s underneath the bicone here. Just go into one on the opposite side from which you're coming out. So you're coming out here, you're going to go into this one and pull these 2 down. Then you're going to cross over and go back down through both of them right here. Pull them tight. Then pick up 2 more 8-0 seed beads. Coming out of this side, go down into one on this side. We're going to cross over and place a 15-0 in between these beads. So pick up a 15-0 and on this side go down 2 8-0 seed beads. I'm just kind of holding my piece together as I pull this down because it wants to get caught on everything. Do this slow, easy, and gently. Otherwise, you're going to have a big mess. Pop my 15-0 into the right spot. Straighten out my herringbone stitch a little. And then I'm going to pick up 2 more 8-0 seed beads. And I'm going to come into one on this side. Pull these down, straighten them out. Pick up a 15-0 seed bead, go down into the 8-0 next to the one I'm coming out of and the one beneath it. I'm going to hold on to my herringbone so I don't pull it out of whack. And then I'm going to pull that 15-0 seed bead in between my herringbone stitch. I think I have a funny bead in there. And then we are going to now pick up another 6 millimeter bicone crystal and an 11-0 seed bead, and we're going to drop this down to our piece. We're going to go around avoiding the 11-0 and then up through the 6 millimeter bicone crystal. Pull that 11-0 down tight to the bottom of the 6 millimeter crystal. Go up through this 8-0 seed bead on this side, the opposite one from which you just attached to. Bring this thread through that 8-0 seed bead. Pick up a 15-0 seed bead. cross over into the 8/0 next to the one you're coming out of, go through the Bicone crystal, and just kind of push your needle past that 11/0 on the bottom of the Bicone. And I'm just guiding my thread through, and at this point I can straighten everything out. And then I'm going to go through the 11/0. So I'm bringing my thread on this side, go through this 11/0, and come back up through my crystal, and I'm going to go through the 8/0 on this side. So I'm on my left side here, and I'm just going to exit as I come up through a couple of these beads. Actually, I just want to come up through one, so I'm going to back out of that second one, just come up through the first bead underneath that Bicone crystal. Now turn your piece over. Make sure everything is straightened, everything looks good, your last embellishment is tight, and we're going to work on the back side now. So we're coming out of this 8/0 seed bead right here. We're going to pick up a 15/0 seed bead, and we're going to cross over diagonally into the bead above the one next to the one we're coming out of. So we're going to go over to this one. We're going to go up through the bottom of it and out through the side. You're going to have to angle your needle at a diagonal here and pull your 15/0 seed bead down into place between the beads. Now when you do that, don't pull really, really hard, or you're going to separate your beads in your herringbone stitch and things are not going to hang right. Just put it down in there gently, make sure it's secure though. And then pick up a 15/0 seed bead, and we're going to cross over this way and put another 15/0 in. So we're coming out of this side. We're going to go into the bead above the one next to the stitch or the bead we're coming out of, and the stitch above the stitch we're working in. Place your 15/0, and again we're going to cross over. That's an 11/0. I don't want that. Pick up a 15/0, and then cross over and do the same thing again. Now come up into your Bicone crystal and into the bead. I'm going to the right side, doesn't truly matter, but go into one of the beads in your herringbone above your 6/0, or above your 6mm, excuse me. Then pick up a 15/0 seed bead, cross over. So I'm coming out of this bead here, I'm going to cross over at a diagonal just like I did on my bottom segment and come through. And pull it tight. Not really tight, but no slack. Then pick up a 15/0, cross over, go into this 8/0, and you can also go into the crystals above it. Okay, so now we're coming out of this Bicone crystal here. Go up into the 8/0 seed bead here. And then cross over or go in through this 8/0 in the middle. Go down into the 8/0 here. Pick up a 15/0 seed bead. If I can get one, we'll do this. And cross over to this 8/0. Pull that down so that it's right in between the crystals right there. And then go up through this 8/0 again. Turn your piece over. Let's cut this tail off. Move my working thread. I'm just going to cut this tail off so it's not in my way. And then I'm going to come down through this 8-0 seed bead right here. Excuse me. I'm going to pick up a 15-0 seed bead. I'm going to cross over and go into this 8-0 again. Pull this 15-0 down between the crystals. And then I'm going to go through this 8-0 one more time. And we won't have to go through that bead anymore. Poor guy, he's just getting filled up. Now we're going to go down into this 8-0. And we're just going to sew into the herringbone stitch. So we're going down all the way through all of the beads on this side. Go through your bicone crystal, pull your thread through, go through all the beads on this side, just continue going down. Go through the bicone. Just move your 11-0 aside on the bottom here. It'll kind of block you, just move it. Pull these together, align them, make sure everything looks good. Go through the 11-0, go back up through the crystal, and the 8-0 on this side. So I'm just going to come through my crystal because I can't navigate it through. And then I'm going to come up through all of these. Seems like an awful lot of sewing, but we want to make sure this stays together. So come up through all of these beads and the crystal on this side. Then right here beneath this 8-0 and above the crystal, we're going to try to grab the thread bridge. Actually, let's go through this 8-0 right here. And we'll grab the thread bridge that's more obvious between the 8-0s. Before you tie your knot, straighten everything out. Make sure everything lays nicely. Give a little tug on your thread to pull it all together. And then go ahead and go under this thread bridge right here between the 8-0s. Make a loop and pull a knot through. Now we don't have to tie a whole bunch of knots. It'll just boggle everything up, and this is an earring. It's not going to get that much stress. So I'm just coming through this 8-0. I'm going to come through this 8-0 and this crystal and this first 8-0. Pull my thread through, and then I will cut it off and burn it down. So I'll cut this off, just leaving a little tag of thread. And then I'll burn this little tag down, just roll it into the beads, tuck it into the herringbone stitch, straighten everything out. I will grab an ear wire now, and I'll get a chain nose plier, and at the bottom of this ear wire I'm going to open this loop. And so I'm just going to bring it out to the side and twist it open like this. And then I am going to pop this on here, decide which one I want front. It doesn't really matter, they both look fine. And then I'm going to close. The beauty with this one is it's reversible. It looks the same on both sides, so you don't really have to worry about it. But you do need to get your ear wire closed tightly, and this one's cut weird, so see if I can get it on there. Okay. And there is my earring. Let me show you the other earring. And that is what the little set looks like. And I made it to go with this necklace. So let's see what they look like together. I think they look pretty good together. So let me move my beads so I can actually have this in camera here. Yeah, I think they look pretty good together. And that is the earrings for this particular necklace that I posted previously. So I called it Crystal Sophistication. I will call these Crystal Sophistication earrings. And I hope you make a set. Bye-bye.